Hi there, I'm Alton Baird, and we're in the ReviewTube Studio today in downtown Rochester. And we have the wonderful honor of having Martha Hope from WFRZ join us today and share some of your remembrances of the Rochester Summer Soul Fest, which was previously the Rochester Music Fest.
I remember at one point there was a lull for me because I went away and I came back, but it's always been a really grand occasion, and we looked forward to it here in Rochester. Music is the thing. I think that music is the thing that brings everybody together. I don't care what the color, race, or creed is, it brings people together. So I think the last time I actually went to the festival was in Genesee Valley Park.
Wow.
So
how long would that have been ago?
Oh Lord, what, 5, 6 years, maybe 6 years ago?
Right.
Or something like that, maybe even longer, because I had just gotten back, so maybe 6, 7 years ago.
Right.
I can't remember right off the top of my head. And then it was downtown in the Otis Street area and down there. But it's always been an occasion where we look forward to it, and I think that celebrating Black History Month, I just feel as though it's something that we need here in Rochester. I've always gone away to the big Cincinnati Jazz Festival. We used to go over to Buffalo to be a part of the concerts over there, but to have it here and call it our own, I think it's a wonderful impact. And last year and the year before, I think that Varick did a great thing for me. He bridged the gap from youth to us old timers.
Right.
And it was I learned a lot that year from young people. I learned about things that happened behind the scenes. And it was just an occasion that I found myself just sitting in awe of the people, what was going on, how it was structured, how it was produced. It was a wonderful thing to me.
You're getting me very excited for the
Well,
festival.
You should be.
I am excited.
You should be excited.
I absolutely am.
It's an exciting thing, and I had the pleasure of sitting in a private box. I love that even more.
Wow.
So
You got to invite me this year. I got to.
You have to see the big guy for that.
Okay.
You have to see the mayor for that and Varick. But it was a wonderful experience, and people you could see people enjoying themselves, people meeting people that they didn't know, reuniting with people that they hadn't seen in a long time. And I mean, I saw people that I hadn't seen since high school and grade school. So it was more than just a music festival. I mean, we came there to hear the music, but it was like a family reunion almost to me.
Right.
And I'm certain that other people felt the same way. I have to speak for others, you understand.
Absolutely, you do.
But it was impactful, and I think that Rochester needs it, and we can call it our own.
Absolutely.
We call it our own.
I think that it helped pave the way for the Rochester CGI Jazz Fest, for Party in the Park, for all of these things.
Yes.
We had the privilege of having Mayor Johnson in the studio to talk about the origins of the fest.
Yes.
And you touched on the point of uniting the races, coming together through music.
Yes.
He spoke about that being one of his biggest visions for the fest, and you hit on it perfectly.
Yeah, I just know that was a huge part of it. Like I said, I know we came there for the music, and it was great music. Some of the people I knew, and some of the folks I did not, because I'm in another era.
Certainly, but that's a great thing to get exposed to those different influences.
Absolutely.
And what a great opportunity to be able to do that. We also got the opportunity to speak with Mayor Warren about some of her remembrances and vision for the fest and continuing the legacy.
Wow. Who
are some of your favorite acts that you've seen over the years?
Well, when I start to think about, I'm trying to think back now.
We heard George Clinton. We heard
George
Morris
Clinton.
Day,
That
John
was
Legend.
well, Morris Day I love, but George Clinton was a little bit out of my league. But
Shaka Khan.
Yeah, well, Shaka Khan. But I'm trying to think back at how music has always been a part of Rochester, New York, because as a young girl, we had what we call the Roller Palace right down here on Chestnut Street. James Brown. You got to remember how old I am, okay?
Goosebumps.
Yeah, James Brown, Aretha Franklin, Jackie Wilson. I'm dating myself now, and those people were at the Roller Palace. So it's always, and over on right down the street at the Checkmate. At that time, we'd see Bobby Bland. So I'm aging and dating myself, and so there's always been music here. And let's not forget the Pithod, where all of the jazz folks came, and so it was music.
I mean, you got the Eastman School of Music in town.
Yeah.
Rochester is a music town, and
Yes.
and this was really the first fest to really move that forward and get it on the radar nationally. And it's had such a huge impact on the city. And I just love Mayor Warren's efforts in continuing it and helping the city's resources to build these kinds of things that are so great for the citizenry and residents of Rochester.
Absolutely, there's no doubt. I sit on the planning committee for Gateways Musical, and we're having our first meeting this Sunday, and I get so excited because before I started working with Gateways, I didn't think of African American classical music.
Right.
And last year was a blast. I mean, we had more people than we had in a long time.
Well, I would love to hear more about that because I'm a big fan of classical music, and I would love to check that out.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you need to see Lee Kuntz over at the Eastman, the artistic director. I'll introduce you.
That's a deal.
He's just an extraordinary man. Just extraordinary.
I would
man.
absolutely love to meet him. My grandfather was a violinist, and I'm a big fan, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Played in the Chicago Symphony back in the day.
Is that right?
Starting to date myself, but I can't tell you how much I have appreciated this. I definitely want to be introduced. And Martha, thank you so much for coming down, and keep rocking it on WFRZ.
Thank you
I love
so
it.
much. Thank you.
Thanks for coming down.
Thank you.